Hey YouTube, welcome back for another video. So it's been such a while since my last one. I've been ill with flu. I thought it had gone. It did seem like it had gone, but then it hit me triple fold and I was back on my arse again. I think now that it has gone. All right, so I'm so behind with videos and what I wanted to do and what I'm supposed to be doing and what I'd planned to do and editing and all kinds of things. But today, I wanted to do a video on Natasha Cooper, right? Not on the scamming aspect of her, but looking at her manipulation, right? Because it's in my opinion, that when these chatters are going into the stream, they're being prompted to do what they're doing, handing over money, right? And I wanted to break down and show how she does that. And she does that, just running over it briefly, by using sophisticated speech. All right, now I don't mean sophisticated in the way that it's classy, all right, sophisticated in that it flies over your radar. You miss it, right? You don't notice it. Everybody's just in there and she's saying certain things and people are just giving money and they don't notice the language that she's using. So I still have plans to do that. But today I wanted to talk about Miss Molly Go fucking lightly. Jesus Christ, that woman is off the chain, all right? She has absolutely, she's on another planet, that woman. Absolutely off her rocker, off her bonds, just fucking nuts. Anyway, she has been, if you don't know, a bit of backstory. She has been covering the Summer Wells case. Okay, Summer Wells is a little girl, 5 years old, that went missing June 15th of 2021, and off her property, and she hasn't been seen since. Okay, there's no leads. She hasn't been found, and nobody even knows anything about what could have happened. Okay, there's various scenarios that could have taken place: wandering off, foul play, or abduction. Nobody knows which one. Okay, everybody is still a person of interest, not a suspect, but a person of interest. They're calling them. Okay, whether it means the same thing, whatever, they're calling them person of interest. But everything's just stuck. Okay, now Don Wells, the father of this 5-year-old, is back working, because even though their child is missing and their other 3 have been taken into care, they still need to live. They still have necessities. They still need money, right? So what does Molly Go Lightly do? Okay, she gets on a plane to Tennessee with one sociopath, a narc, and an enabler, right? And this is my opinion, okay? Arrives in Tennessee, Rogersville, Knoxville, wherever this bloody place is, and begins a campaign of fucking real life harassment to Don Wells and Candice Wells. They turn up at his place of employment, and if possible, I'll try and insert a clip, okay? Or I will leave links so that you can go and watch the clips. So they turn up at his place of employment, all of them. There's JLR, Andra, Bullhorn Betty. This chick called Olivia, this 23-year-old, that is absolutely along for the ride for all of it, right? She's standing there watching the other 3 abuse, right, degrade and dehumanize these people, of these parents of a missing child. But we don't fucking know what's happened, okay? Molly thinks she knows that the parents of it are involved, thinks she knows, feels she knows, right? So her entitled personality with I feel it, so therefore it must be true, and therefore that makes what I'm doing okay because I feel they're guilty. Rocks up at his place of work and she is screaming at, now he's an independent drywall guy, right? So he's in this house doing whatever he's doing and Candice is helping him. And she did mention on a prior stream that he's been nagging her to go with him. So anyway, she's there with him assisting. So they hound these people outside this home, and it's like an estate like this, right? So there's all these houses, it's a neighborhood. Okay, and you've got Molly Go Lightly and her band of clowns screaming and shouting and waving cameras around, accusing Don of burying his daughter. They want to know where she is, saying fuck you to the guys that must be part of working on this house, right? The police end up coming. Molly lies to her audience on her live stream, telling them, oh, you know, the police were on our side. The police were saying they wish they could do what we do. We have coordinated with Tennessee police. We have been, you know, it's all on the up and up. Whatever, like delusional. It's not all on the up and up, because then there's a video leaked of the reality of what happened, okay? They're screaming and shouting at, they're not his employees, but you know what I mean. His other workmates, right? Or who's in charge, who's got the job to do this house up, and then they've picked Dawn as an independent drywaller to come in and do that aspect of it, okay? So she is screaming and shouting and making an absolute fucking display of hell, right? There's other people looking and telling him, you know, we understand you've got your First Amendment right. God, do you know something? If I hear my First Amendment right one more time, I think I'm going to ram it up someone's fucking ass. I'm sick of hearing it. I've got my rights. I've got my rights. So have other people, dickhead. So have other people. It's not just, the world just doesn't revolve around you. There's not only you with rights. When your rights infringe on the rights of others, then your rights need to fuck off, all right? Then they need to take a back seat. You don't get to infringe or fucking overstep boundaries, harassing other people just because it's your right, okay? Do you know, there was a quote, right? It goes something like this. I understand that I'm a nobody, but do you understand that you're a nobody, right? Rex said it. And I think he only just said it, you know, passing, probably didn't even think too much of it, right? And I'd quoted it on my community post. Because that's the reality. We are all nobodies, okay? In the real world, yes, okay, we're all somebody to someone, okay? I don't mean we're nobodies like we're all pieces of shit and we don't matter, right? But in the grand scheme of things, in this whole case, or in regards to online shit, we're nobodies, okay? And it's good to have that in your mind to keep your entitlement and your ego in check, okay? Your feelings on who killed or hurt this child or kidnapped this child, right? It's a feeling, right? You're a nobody. It doesn't matter. Like, where do you get this idea from that your opinion on this whole entire case matters more than everybody else's, and that's the only thing we're all supposed to care about? No, you're a fucking nobody. Get back in your box and shut the fuck up. I have never in my life seen such a herd of Karens all together in one place, all at one time. They are waving their cameras around like lunatics, filming it, right? Why it takes all four of them to film one scenario? I mean, they have to have every angle, don't they? Right? From JLR's angle, he's filming it. I mean, that guy, he is a nut. Anytime the camera's on him, he is holding up a picture of Summer Wells and he's asking this dumb ass question to random people. Where is Summer Wells? Where is Summer Wells? Right? And you're just like, he just repeats over and over and over and over and over again. He doesn't say anything else. I have no personality, cold as ice. Fucking weirdo, if you ask me. Anyway, right? So they're all outside this property. Police show up. Don is as calm as you like, right? Cool as a cucumber. The police stay there until Don and Candice leave, right? They have to leave because this performance that these clowns are putting on, right? This whole entire circus isn't going to go away because they're allowed to be there. It's a public road. It's a public street, right? They've got their amendment rights. It's the fucking Constitution. Blah, 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 blah. Me, 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 me. I. That's all it is, right? Me, me, me. I've got my right to say what I want. Shut the fuck up, right? I've got the right to say what I want. Shut the fuck up. Why don't you, with all your money, get a load of fucking posters printed out, post them out to all your Patreons, right? Post all these sheets of paper out to your 100 to each of your Patreons, okay? You're such a giving and empathic person and care so much about Summer Wells. And encourage and push each of your Patreons to go around their communities and make sure all 100 of those posters of missing child Summer Wells are hung up around where you live, around your counties, right? Wouldn't that be more productive, right, and more viable than standing outside somebody's work of a man that's a father that has 3 children in care that he still needs to pay for, right? He still needs money to live on. He has got animals at that house that rely on him for food to, you know, he's got to pay for their food. They need to keep the lights on, the heat's on. You know what it's like? You're an adult. Everyone's an adult, right? Fucking hell. I don't need to tell you why you need money. You need money to survive. End of story. So they think now they've accomplished this grand feat because they have got Don fired from this job, or the guy has said to Don, look, you know, mate, we can't be having this around this neighbourhood. They're just screaming and shouting. It's probably best you go on because they're not going to go, right? They weren't going to go. Absolute arseholes. So they get the man to not have a job, right? And they think they have accomplished something in this case. They are absolutely delusional as fuck. And the 23-year-old Olivia is there recording all of it with a cheesy fucking grin on her face, loving it. Absolutely loving it, right? Now, don't get me started on enablers. Enablers to me are worse than abusers. They always will be. Always will be. Enablers get my back right up. And the fact that she is going along with this and her mother is right there holding her hand, taking her along with it, going along with her for it all, right, amazes me, astounds me. If I found out my kid was fucking around like that with a family that had a kid missing, right, whether they were under suspicion or not, I would lose my shit. She would be in that house, right, and she wouldn't be leaving that house. I'd bloody smash the fucking camera up. I would. Even if they're guilty, even if it comes out that they're guilty, I know, right, I didn't fuck with those people and they were treated the same way I would want to be treated if I was up under suspicion or up on charges, right? Now, people keep saying he's sexually abused Mary, right? So why are you sticking up for Don? I'm not sticking up for Don. And the whole entire group of people that I understand in, people like Benny's chats, the Galera's chats, John's chats, you know, there's a few of them, right? And then a lot of girls from the DC too, right? No one, that doesn't go by me, right? But he still needs to be found guilty in a court of law. Finding him guilty in the court of public opinion means nothing. And these delusional, narcissistic lunatics believe that if they sway us all to believe that they're both guilty and they both did something to Summer, that it somehow means something, right? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we all just going to go and be vigilantes and go to Tennessee and put him in a hole somewhere? What are we going to do? We're not going to do anything. We're going to wait for the police to arrest him, right? And he's going to go through the proper procedure. And some smart ass left a comment for me, right? Listen, if somebody had been charged for pedophilia, right, and they were let out or whatever, right, I don't give 2 fucks what happens to them, right? Someone decides to leave them dangling on a bridge upside down for 3 weeks until they die painfully, right, with starvation and dehydration. I wouldn't give a shit if they were found guilty, if they'd been found guilty. I don't care, right? Shoot them in the back of the head for me. I don't give a fuck. Me personally, I'd wipe them all out. There would have been none of this rehabilitation idea bullshit. Or, oh, you know, they've been in prison for 5 years and they haven't shown any tendencies, so we're going to let them out. There'd be none of that with me. They'd just be wiped off the face of the earth with a terrorising death. There'd be none of this injection shit either. Be a terrorising death. But I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge. So anyway, not only did they be acting lunatics outside his work, prior to that, they turned up at his home. Blowhorn Betty was doing her thing with her blowhorn, all right, screaming and shouting. They were all outside there waving banners around. Where is summer? It's winter. Where is summer? Where is summer? They're repeating this to trees, basically, okay, to trees, because the way that Don's house is, it's on a hill. and it's all, I mean, there's 11 acres of land, okay, and it's dense woodland, bushes, the works. So they're screaming at bare trees, bare winter trees, screaming and bellowing, where's summer, marching up and down. All 4 of them have got their cameras out, right? All 4 of them need their cameras out. What's his name? JLR never has that camera away from his face. You've never seen anything like it in your life. And he's just constantly reiterating the same shite over and over and over. Where is Summer Wells? Where is Summer Wells? Where is Summer Wells? Where is Summer Wells? You could laugh if the situation wasn't so heinous, right? If the situation wasn't so serious, you'd laugh your ass off at these idiots. Anyway, so they're all there wandering around, kicking off, shouting, bellowing, screaming obscenities, all kinds of stuff, recording it all for the world to see. And then they decide, after they've finished abusing both of them, okay, that they've bought some dog food. They've spent £500 apparently on dog food, and they're going to leave a sack of it at the bottom of this hill for Don, right? You're like, what the fuck? You've just been abusing the guy, and now you're leaving him dog food, right? You got this all backwards. If you want to leave someone dog food, you usually walk up to them, right? Say, yeah, mate, I know you're going through some hard times. Got a huge sack of dog food here. Do you want it? Right? No, but we're not dealing with normal people, are we? We're dealing with sociopathic, narcissistic lunatics, right? That think that they can just throw a gift at you after they've abused you, and somehow they did a good deed, right? But we did a good deed. We left the dog food for the dog, right? What the fuck? I tell you what, if you were introducing my dog to different dog food, I'd fucking lamp you. I would lamp you. You don't know that that dog's not on dry dog food. You don't know that that dog's not on wet dog food. You don't know that that dog doesn't have a raw dog food diet, has allergies, has digestive problems, can't digest certain things, has to have whatever, right? They don't know fuck all. And they're giving these dogs all these pedigree treats of trash, right? Because a lot of people are on natural stuff now. I don't know what they feed their dog, but they still have no right to be filling them up on all this trash. And then it came out today on a post on Benny Key's channel, on his community post, that a couple of the dogs have been sick. Well, why would they not be sick, right? And then they have the nerve to say, well, the dogs were hungry because they ate it all. Oh my God, right? Dogs are like pigs in that whatever you put in front of them, they'll eat. If you put cat poop in front of a dog, it will eat it, right? You can just feed a dog and it will be full, and they'll see food and they'll want it, right? They're food led. I don't know what the correct term is. They're food led, right? They don't often, dogs, right? So some dogs, or sometimes a dog will recognize that it's full and they won't eat, but they won't refuse stuff. The same way pigs, whatever you put in front of a pig, it will just keep eating and eating and eating. Dogs are the same way. They don't eat when they're hungry. They just eat to eat, dogs. Okay? So they're saying, oh, the dogs are hungry. There's no ribs showing on those dogs. They look healthy to me. I understand that they kind of maybe live outside. Well, they didn't look like they lived outside to me. They looked, you know, they looked groomed, they looked looked after, right? So anyway, they're interfering in the dog care. Here we are again with the overstepping boundaries, the boundaryless behaviour, the no regard to anybody else's rules or boundaries, right? Just overstep them and do what the fuck we want because we want to. We want to leave your dog's food and you're going to fucking take it, right? Narcissistic, abusive behaviour. Then we have the wish list bullshit. I'll touch on that quickly, right? Blowhorn Betty makes this wish list with this computer on it for 1,500 quid. Then there's another computer on it for another grand. They've got all these spy cameras on there, pen spy cameras, as if they're going to be like James Bond here, investigating the disappearance of Summer Wells. Absolutely, like all this side of it, all this aspect of it is totally laughable. Can't deny that I have been howling at certain parts of their idiocy. It was like watching a Carry On film where nobody has no fucking clue what they're doing, right? But they haven't even got the self-awareness to know that none of them have got a clue what they're doing. So it makes it even funnier because they're filming it, right? And they can't see what a bunch of dickheads they all look. They all just look a bunch of dickheads. You're just like, you're so embarrassing. How are you not embarrassed for yourselves? Because I'm through the camera all the way in the UK and I'm embarrassed for you. So the wish list, they get most of the stuff bought on there. They've got waders on there. What else have they got on there? What else was there on there? Fucking machetes, because they're going to be cutting down bushes and jungle while they're searching for bodies, right, of murdered people. There's all sorts on there. All sorts. I can't even remember. Gloves. Christ. Anything you need to be a private investigator or James Bond was on that freaking list. And some idiot bought most of it, right? And then another idiot bought some more of it. Fucking tossers. TBI protesting outside the TBI. That was kind of funny because the TBI guys moved them to this portion of land, right, where they weren't even aimed at anything. So it's not like they had the office of the TBI and all the TBI guys are in there, you know, on the computers doing TBI shit, and they're outside with the posters. Where's Summer Wells? Where's Summer Wells? Right? What the fuck are you protesting the TBI for? They're the ones searching, following leads and doing all that they can do to find her, right? But anyway, the protesting at the TV, I don't think they understand what protesting means. They're all there with the signs like a bunch of absolute morons, embarrassing themselves for all to see. Nobody can even see them, right? The building's closed, so no one's even in there barely. But there they are, like the idiots they are, outside protesting in full view of cameras. Hilarious, hilarious. It has made for some comedy TV. But you have to keep remembering that at the back of all this, there's a missing child. And it isn't fucking funny. It is not fucking funny. And Molly Golightly, the way she has behaved, getting that man fired, right? He has 3 children in care that he has still to provide for. He's still to send money to CPS. And that money has to provide for those children's needs, their clothes, their books, their toys, their necessities, their deodorants, their shower gel, toothpaste. He's supposed to be paying for all that. Well, how's he going to pay for all that if he doesn't have a job? Why are you proud of yourself because you've lost the man a job? Like, they say all this bad stuff about Don, right? At least he fucking works. Do you know what? None of them have a full-time job. None of them. They live off donations off the internet, right? And they use those donations off the internet not only to live and buy extravagant things for themselves, James Bond kits, right? They use that money to jet around the country of America, bothering other people, protesting, and just generally being Karens all over the place. That's all they do. That's all they do. And they have the brass neck to walk around proud of themselves because of what they do. They have turned this entire case. It superseded a circus. It is no longer a circus. It is beyond a circus. It is a whole ball of shit. And how anyone, I tell you something now, right? Someone did this to me and it was my child missing. I would have murdered them. Period. I would have done something about this. I would not be calm or passive the way that Don and Candice are, right? They are doing the right thing. I would advise them to do what they were doing if they were people that said to me, you know, we're being bothered by A, B, and C. They are doing the right thing. But, and I hate emotional thinkers, but I think I'd probably be an emotional thinker if it was my kid missing and these wankers were doing this to me. I think I'd be on a plane over there and I would be rinsing some necks and I'd be up on charges. I would. They are there to drive and push that couple to the edge psychologically, right? And they are not going to be satisfied until they're in a crumpled wreck on the floor, right? What that gives them, or how that helps them find Summer, is anybody's guess. They are behaving like, I don't like to keep using terms when it's not like realistic, but they are behaving like raging psychopaths. They have no concern, no remorse, no care for anything that they might be putting Don and Candice through. It is disgusting. They have abused them, exploited them, fucking terrorise them, harass them online, harass them in real life. And in some ways, I think there should be some complaints made to that police department, because when they were outside that place of work, they should have been arrested there and then. Those police were too soft, they were too lax. They allowed, I don't give a fuck about your freedom of speech if you're harassing someone or bothering, disturbing the peace, right? Over here, if you're disturbing the peace, you will be hauled off in a police car. They don't put up with that shit. There's no disturbing the peace like that here. There's consequences. And those cops in Knoxville or Rogersville, whichever one it is that where they were absolutely shit in the way they dealt with that. They let the victim, because he was a victim in that situation and so was she, pay the price. And the boss, right? I don't think the boss should have sent Don home at all. The police should have moved them on and he should have been allowed to go about his day at work. What the fuck? Anyway, right? It's starting to go dark again. I've got to get in because my eldest has just got in, so I just want to catch up with her, and she's probably finished getting changed in the shower and stuff, so I need to get her some snacks and whatnot. So I'm going to do another part to this. If there's anything you want me to touch on or you want me to cover, right, let me know. I am going to get around to doing all the stuff I'm supposed to have done, the editing, the Natasha Cooper, talking about how she manipulates. I do want to do it all. I just run out of time, just so busy. My deepest apologies. I'm so sorry. I'm a fucking joke. I'm a mess, okay? But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope everything's fine where you are. I hope you're staying safe, protecting yourself, staying away from people, all right? 6 feet away at all times. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Love lots and bye for now.